Hey guys, welcome back to another video at Jensen's Reptiles. This is a super quick video, but something that may be quite helpful to new snake keepers. So this is what a snake shed looks like. This is from my corn snake Yuki. So Yuki sheds all in one piece, as do the vast majority of my snakes. I'm always really happy when I see that. It means that conditions are spot on. There are a couple things that you want to look out for when your snake sheds. One being the tip of the tail, the second being eye caps. You want to make sure they've had a full shed in general. You can do that by just looking at the shed itself, or if your snakes tend to shed in pieces, you want to check the snake itself to make sure there are no bits of stuck shed. I'll explain why in just a moment. So when I say the tail tip, we're looking at this piece here. Just going to get the camera to focus on that. There we go. So you see all the scales right up to the very tip of the tail there. That's perfect. And then eye caps. So let's get a close-up here of Yuki's eye caps. So you can see she shed her head perfectly, but what we're really looking for is just in there. See the eye, and on the other side it's not focusing very well. Let's have a look. Bear with me, guys. Okay, so you can kind of see it a bit better there, the two eyes. You want to make sure that those holes actually have skin in them rather than just being empty. When snakes shed, they shed their eye caps as well, which is why their eyes go blue when they're in shed, because that fluid is building up between the new skin and the old skin. Now, if the eye cap is stuck to the eye when the rest of the shed comes off, as it dries out and shrinks, it will shrink onto the eye. So imagine like a vacuum seal over the eye. If that gets any dirt trapped under it, or gets infected, or even just restricts blood flow around the eye, the snake can actually lose their eye if it's not dealt with properly. Most likely, if it just happens once, they will lose it on the next shed, no issue whatsoever. If it's a recurring problem, then those layers of skin can build up and build up and build up, and the snake will most likely lose their eye. So it's something that you always want to check. Same with the tail tip, because that skin is drying out, it's going to restrict around the tip of the tail. If that happens, the snake can lose the tip of the tail because blood flow is cut off. So you always want to make sure that you check for those two things more than anything else. If your snake sheds in one piece like mine do, happy days. Otherwise, just give your snake a good check over the few days after they've shed. If they kind of hide some of their shed from you like my royal pythons do, they tend to lose their head shed and then sit on it and bury it down, so I don't find it immediately. So I check the snake themselves, but it's very difficult to check the eye caps on that first day after shed because the skin is still very, very clear. So what you want to be doing is checking their eyes over the course of a week after they've shed, just to make sure that everything's gone. And then yeah, happy days. So I hope that video is helpful. Let me know if you've got any questions below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible.